What if your daily habit, something as ordinary as sipping coffee, scrolling your phone, or skipping that morning stretch, was silently sabotaging your heart? It sounds dramatic, but the truth is, heart attacks rarely burst in like a thunderclap. More often they whisper, creeping in through small repeated mistakes we overlook every single day. Picture this. You're starting your morning just like any other. The sun is rising, coffee brewing, and your day begins. But suddenly your chest tightens, your pulse races. That quiet habit you thought was harmless has pushed your heart one step too far. A single moment of panic, but it didn't come out of nowhere. The damage was quietly building for months, maybe even years. Let's dive in. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. In today's episode on True Health Way, we're counting down the 7 most common daily habits that might be hurting your heart, and we'll reveal the number 1 mistake at the very end. This one mistake alone could quietly increase your risk of heart attack even if you feel totally fine today. Each of these habits is easy to fix, and together they form a powerful blueprint for long-term heart strength, energy, and resilience. So stay with us, because what you learn in the next few minutes could truly save your life. Let's start with mistake number 7. Mistake number 7, skipping morning stretching. Let's talk about how you start your day. Most of us leap out of bed and launch straight into go mode, checking our phones, turning on the news, rushing to get ready. But here's the truth. Your cardiovascular system is not designed to go from 0 to 60. It needs a proper wake-up call. When you skip a simple morning stretch, your arteries remain tight, your blood vessels constricted, and your heart has to push blood through a more rigid, resistant network. It's like asking your heart to run a marathon while wearing a backpack full of bricks. This stiffness in the arteries isn't just about feeling tight or sluggish. It creates pressure within the system. Your heart must beat harder, faster, and under more strain just to do its basic job. Over time, that added load increases. Your blood pressure wears down delicate cardiac tissues and sets the stage for long-term damage. And the worst part, you won't feel this damage happening until it's too late. You might feel fine today, but the tension is building quietly within. But here's the good news. It only takes 2 minutes to flip the switch. Just 2 minutes of light stretching each morning, like shoulder rolls, chest openers, and hamstring bends, can relax your vessel walls and open up circulation. Roll your shoulders back 10 times. Reach overhead and open your rib cage. Gently bend to touch your toes. These movements aren't just for flexibility, they're circulation boosters. They tell your heart, it's time to move and I've got your back. So tomorrow morning, before you sip that coffee or scroll your notifications, pause. Set a 2-minute timer. Stretch your arms. Move your spine. Breathe deeply. That tiny commitment tells your cardiovascular system that you care. And believe it or not, that short ritual can lower your blood pressure, ease your heart's workload, and strengthen your most important muscle over time. Your morning doesn't need a rush, it needs a rhythm. Now, speaking of coffee, let's move to the next mistake. One that almost all of us make, often before we've even brushed our teeth. Mistake number 6. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach. There's nothing wrong with loving your morning brew. In fact, coffee has some heart-friendly antioxidants, but drinking it on an empty stomach, that's a different story and a dangerous one. See, when you pour caffeine into your system, before anything else, your body responds by spiking cortisol and adrenaline, 2 powerful stress hormones. And if you're already fasted from sleep, those chemicals hit even harder, causing a sharp rise in blood pressure and heart rate within minutes. It might feel like a jolt of energy, but internally it's a red alert. Your arteries constrict, your heart races, and your nervous system goes into overdrive all before you've even taken your first bite of food. Do this day after day, and the repeated overstimulation damages your artery linings, encourages inflammation, and contributes to arrhythmias or even long-term hypertension. It's like pushing the gas pedal on an empty tank. Something's going to wear out fast. But the fix is surprisingly simple. Don't give up your coffee, just don't drink it alone. Pair it with something small but nutrient-rich, a hard-boiled egg, a spoonful of nut butter on toast, or even a handful of almonds. If you're plant-based, try avocado or Greek-style plant yogurt. Protein and healthy fat slow down caffeine absorption, blunt the cortisol spike, and give your heart a smoother start to the day. So remember the rule: fuel before caffeine. Not only will you feel more stable and focused, but your heart won't have to face an unnecessary stress test each morning. It's a small shift, but one that could mean decades more of strong, steady heartbeats. And that's a trade worth making. Let's keep going. The next mistake is one of the most overlooked, yet it affects your heart every single hour of the day. Mistake number 5: ignoring hydration. Throughout the day, your heart is roughly 73% water. Yes, your strongest muscle is mostly fluid. That fact alone should tell us how essential hydration is to heart health. But the moment you become even slightly dehydrated, just 1 to 2% your blood volume drops. That means your blood gets thicker, harder to push, and your heart has to pump with more force just to circulate nutrients and oxygen. Over time, this silent strain increases resting heart rate and blood pressure, slowly wearing down your cardiovascular system without you realizing it. It's not the kind of dehydration that makes you dizzy or faint, it's the low-grade constant kind. The kind that makes your blood sticky encourages clot formation and quietly increases your risk of stroke or heart attack. Worse, most people don't even know they're dehydrated. They misread thirst as hunger, sip coffee or soda instead of water, or simply forget to drink altogether during a busy day. And unfortunately, those beverages often dehydrate you even more. So what can you do? Make hydration automatic. Carry a reusable water bottle. Set a reminder on your phone every hour. When it pings, take 3 big sips. If plain water doesn't excite you, add a slice of lemon cucumber or mint. Make it feel refreshing and rewarding. If you work out or live in a hot climate, consider adding an electrolyte tablet. No sugar-laden sports drinks required. By keeping your blood fluid and your vessels supple, you reduce your heart's workload, improve circulation, and enhance energy levels. Many people report fewer headaches, better focus, and even improved sleep, all from drinking more water. But the biggest win, a heart that beats with ease, not exhaustion. So next time you think about skipping that glass of water, don't. It might be the single easiest way to protect your heart every single day. Mistake number 4: late-night snacking. Let's face it, we've all been there. The day winds down, the TV is on, the house is quiet, and suddenly the kitchen starts calling. A handful of chips, a cookie, maybe even a sandwich. It feels comforting in the moment, like a well-deserved reward after a long day. But inside your body, something very different is happening. That late-night snack forces your digestive system to stay active at a time when it's supposed to be shutting down for essential repair. See, during sleep, your body enters deep rest, and your heart needs that time more than anything. It's when blood pressure lowers, heart rate slows, and the cardiovascular system performs critical maintenance. But when you eat close to bedtime, digestion competes for blood flow and energy. Blood rushes to the gut instead of circulating freely through your heart and brain. This disrupts your body's natural rhythms and keeps your internal systems in an active, stressful state exactly when they should be recovering. The result? Poor sleep quality, elevated cortisol, increased inflammation, and higher overnight blood pressure. These are not small issues. They add up night after night, slowly increasing your risk of heart disease, high blood sugar, and fatigue. Studies show that people who regularly eat late, especially within 2 hours of bedtime, are more likely to develop hypertension and heart problems regardless of how healthy they are during the day. But here's the good news. This is a habit that's easy to reverse. Make your kitchen a closed zone 2 hours before bedtime. Brush your teeth early if it helps signal to your brain that eating time is over. And if you really need something, reach for a light, heart-friendly option. A few baby carrots, a slice of fruit, or a calming cup of herbal tea. Even better, use that evening window to stretch, journal, or wind down with deep breathing. These small routines prepare your body for rest and give your heart the peaceful recovery it deserves. So the next time you're tempted by that midnight snack, remember, don't snack away your heart's chance to repair. Let sleep do its job. Your heart will thank you in the morning. Mistake number 3. Sitting for hours without movement. Now let's shift from the night to the day, because your daytime routine matters just as much. And one of the biggest hidden threats to heart health is something many of us do for 8, 10, even 12 hours straight: sitting. Whether it's behind a desk in a car or on the couch, modern life keeps us glued to a chair. But here's what most people don't realize. Prolonged sitting quietly damages your circulation, raises your blood pressure, and weakens the muscles that support your heart. When you sit for long stretches, blood flow slows, especially in the legs. The calf muscles, which act like pumps to return blood to the heart, become inactive. This causes blood to pool, reducing cardiac output and putting strain on your heart. Over time, this low-grade stagnation raises your risk of clots, arterial stiffness, and inflammation. Shockingly, even if you exercise before or after work, it doesn't fully cancel out the risk. In fact, adults who sit more than 8 hours a day have up to a 60% higher chance of heart disease, regardless of their fitness level. But you don't need to overhaul your life to change this. What you need are micro movements, small consistent breaks that keep your circulation strong. Every 30 minutes, stand up. March in place for 60 seconds. Do a few calf raises. Stretch your arms overhead. If you work from home or an office, consider a standing desk for part of the day. Even leg extensions under your desk make a difference. It's not about intensity, it's about frequency. And every movement is a message to your heart: I'm supporting you. Over the course of weeks, these little changes lead to noticeable shifts: lower resting heart rate, improved blood sugar control, stronger leg and core muscles that help distribute workload evenly. More importantly, you break the habit of long, dangerous inactivity that puts your heart at risk. So remember this simple truth: your heart needs you to move often. Not just once at the gym, but throughout the day. Walk, stretch, stand, breathe, whatever it takes, because every heartbeat deserves support, not strain. Mistake number 2: neglecting stress management. Let's talk about something we all feel but often ignore: stress. In today's fast-paced world, stress has become a constant companion. From work deadlines and financial worries to family responsibilities and non-stop notifications, our nervous system is constantly triggered. But here's the catch: your heart is always listening. And when stress lingers day after day, it doesn't just affect your mood, it actually leaves visible scars on your arteries. Every time you feel anxious, your body floods with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These chemicals are useful in short bursts. They help you survive danger. But chronic stress turns your system into a pressure cooker. Your heart rate stays elevated, blood vessels stay constricted, and your blood pressure climbs higher and higher. Inside your arteries, the lining becomes inflamed, small cracks appear, and cholesterol starts to stick. It's a perfect storm for long-term heart damage, and it's happening silently. What's most alarming is that many of us try to push through stress instead of processing it. We reach for sugar, caffeine, or distractions like social media, all of which mask the symptoms but do nothing to address the storm brewing underneath. And over time, that unresolved stress accelerates aging, hardens arteries, and makes your heart work harder than it should even while you sleep. But the antidote doesn't have to be complicated. One of the most powerful tools is free and available right now: your breath. Try the 4-4-6 method. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Just 5 minutes of deep breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, helping your heart slow down, your vessels relax, and your entire body reset. Pair this with a short walk in nature, calming music, or journaling your thoughts before bed. These simple practices lower cortisol, protect your arteries, and make your heart more resilient. Remember this: you can't avoid stress, but you can diffuse its impact on your heart. Make space for stillness. Give your body the message that it's safe, because when your mind finds peace, your heart follows. Mistake number 1: overlooking sleep quality. Now we arrive at the most dangerous and most overlooked mistake of all: skipping proper sleep. In a culture that glorifies hustle and productivity, sleep is often treated like an optional luxury. But for your heart, it's not optional at all. In fact, sleep is when your heart heals. Every night, your cardiovascular system relies on deep rest to lower blood pressure, regulate hormones, and perform vital repair work. Without enough quality sleep, your heart is forced to run on empty. The science is clear. People who sleep less than 6 hours per night are twice as likely to suffer a heart attack compared to those who get 7 to 8 hours. And it's not just about how long you sleep, it's about how well. Poor sleep disrupts your body's natural circadian rhythm, leading to elevated inflammation, irregular heartbeat, and increased risk of hypertension. Even catching up on weekends doesn't undo the damage of chronic sleep deprivation. So what's keeping us up? Late-night screens, blue light from phones and TVs, caffeine too close to bedtime, and inconsistent sleep schedules all play a role. These modern habits confuse the body's internal clock, making it harder to enter the deep, restorative phases of sleep that your heart depends on. It's like running an engine without ever giving it time to cool down. You burn through your resources faster than they can replenish. But just like the other habits we've discussed, this one is completely fixable. Make your bedroom a sanctuary. Keep it cool, quiet, and dark. Turn off all screens at least 1 hour before bed. Blue light suppresses melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. Stick to a regular bedtime even on weekends. And if you need help winding down, consider a magnesium supplement, some gentle stretches, or even a relaxing book. These cues signal to your body that it's safe to let go, and your heart will respond by dropping into its natural rhythm of recovery. Let this sink in. Sleep isn't optional, it's your nightly heart reset. By protecting your sleep, you're not being lazy, you're being wise. You're giving your heart the exact environment it needs to keep beating strong for years to come. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered. Your heart isn't asking for perfection. It's asking for consistency, for small daily changes that add up to lasting protection. So here's your quick recap. Stretch gently each morning to awaken your circulation. Eat something before coffee to soften that cortisol spike. Drink more water to keep your blood fluid and your heart efficient. Skip the late-night snacks so your body can repair in peace. Move often every 30 minutes, not just during workouts. Manage stress with breath, nature, and stillness. And above all, sleep like your life depends on it, because it does. These are not major overhauls, they're micro shifts with macro impact. Remember this: small steps, massive heart transformation. And if you want to give your heart even more support, consider adding high-quality supplements like CoQ10 for energy, omega-3s for artery health, and magnesium for rhythm and recovery. We've dropped doctor-approved links in the description to help you get started without guesswork. Now here's the invitation: commit to just one change tonight. Just one. Maybe it's a stretch before bed. Maybe it's skipping that snack. Whatever it is, your heart will feel the difference, and over time, you will too. If you learned something today, go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to True Health Way for more heart-saving, life-strengthening habits. Hit the bell icon so you never miss the next tip that could change your life. And in the comments, tell us, which habit will you change first? Your story could inspire someone else to take their first step too, because the truth is, your best years are still ahead, and the choices you make today, they're not just about preventing disease. They're about building energy, clarity, freedom, and the vibrant life you deserve. So stay strong, stay smart, and as always, stay true to your health right here with True Health Way.